There comes a time in everyone's life when everything feels like it's slipping through your fingers. Maybe it's a lost job, a broken marriage, a health scare, or simply that quiet, unsettling moment when you look in the mirror and wonder, how did I get here? You're not alone. Every person who has ever rebuilt their life has stood exactly where you are right now, at the edge of something ending, not yet seeing what could begin. When we're younger, we're told that success is a straight line. Work hard, be good, do the right things, and life will reward you. But somewhere in our 40s, 50s, or 60s, the truth hits harder. Life doesn't move in straight lines. It bends, it breaks, it reroutes us in ways we never expected. I once met a man named David. He was in his mid-50s. For years, he ran a small construction business. Then, one economic downturn wiped it all away. Overnight, the company he built from scratch vanished. He lost his income, his home, and his confidence. For months, he stayed silent, ashamed to tell anyone that he had failed. But one morning, he said something powerful. When you lose everything, you finally see what really matters. That's where every great comeback begins, not with motivation, but with a moment of truth. You see, crisis isn't the end of the road, it's a redirection. It's life forcing us to look again, to rebuild, not from what we had, but from who we are. If you ever found yourself sitting in a quiet kitchen, staring at the bills or replaying the mistakes in your mind, take a breath. This moment, right here, could be the start of something you never saw coming. Think of people like Oprah Winfrey, fired from her first television job and told she was not fit for TV. Or J.K. Rowling, who wrote the first Harry Potter book while living on welfare. Their stories began in places of loss too, but they didn't stop there. What if your crisis isn't a punishment, but a calling? The older we get, the more we realize that resilience isn't about pretending everything is fine. It's about standing in the storm and saying, I'm still here. Because that's where strength is built, in the silence between what's lost and what's next. Maybe this is your rebuilding season, and maybe it's okay if you don't have all the answers yet. As we grow older, the world often tells us our best years are behind us. But what if they're not? What if your second act, the one that's born out of everything you've survived, turns out to be the most meaningful chapter of all? Sometimes the most powerful stories aren't about fame or fortune. They're about everyday people, like you, who refuse to let their darkest days define them. So, wherever you are right now, just remember this. Your story isn't over. It's just turning a new page. After the storm, there's always silence. Not peace, just silence. That strange, heavy calm when everything familiar has been stripped away and you're left standing in the wreckage of what used to be your life. That's where rebuilding begins. Not in motivation, not in big decisions, but in the small, quiet moments when you choose to get up again. David, the man I mentioned earlier, told me that his turning point wasn't when he found a new job. It happened one morning when he poured himself a cup of coffee, looked out the window, and whispered, "Okay, let's start again." It sounds small, almost ordinary, but that's how transformation works. It doesn't start with fireworks. It starts with permission. The permission to try again. When you've been through a crisis, the hardest part isn't the loss itself, it's the doubt that follows you everywhere. That voice that says, you're too old to start over. It's too late for you. You've missed your chance. But the truth? That's the same voice that visits every person who ever reinvented themselves. The only difference is some people listen to it and some people don't. You see, rebuilding your life after a breakdown isn't about going back to what was. It's about creating something that fits who you've become. And maybe, for the first time in decades, you finally get to ask yourself, what do I really want now? Because once you've lost everything, you're strangely free. You're no longer trapped by what others expect. You get to redefine what success means for you, not what society told you it should mean. I remember hearing Jane Fonda talk about this in an interview. She said that in her 60s, she began what she called her third act. After facing heartbreak, aging, and self-doubt, she realized she didn't want to spend the rest of her life chasing approval. Instead, she wanted to live with purpose, depth, and joy. That's the beauty of rebuilding later in life. It's not about proving anything anymore. It's about becoming who you were always meant to be. But let's be honest, it's not easy. There are days you'll want to give up, days when progress feels invisible, days when you'll look around and wonder if you're fooling yourself. That's when you need to remember, healing isn't linear. Some days you'll take 3 steps forward and the next 2 steps back. That's okay. Progress is still progress. Start small. Wake up and make your bed. Go for that walk. Reach out to an old friend. Read that book you've been putting off. Each little action is a thread, and before you know it, those threads begin to weave a new life. People in their 40s, 50s, and 60s often underestimate the power they still have. They think their story's already written. But life doesn't stop at 40 or 50 or even 70. The world is full of people who started over at an age when most had already given up. Vera Wang didn't design her first dress until she was 40. Colonel Sanders didn't open KFC until he was 65. Ray Kroc didn't build McDonald's until his 50s. They didn't do it because they had to. They did it because they chose to. Because they refused to let age, fear, or failure define the rest of their story. Maybe your rebuilding doesn't involve starting a business or chasing a dream. Maybe it's quieter than that. Learning to laugh again, to trust again, to love again. And that's enough. The real measure of success isn't how fast you rebuild. It's how true your new life feels to your soul. David now runs a small woodworking studio from his garage. He doesn't make as much money as before, but when he talks about his work, there's light in his eyes. He says, "This time, I build things that last." Sometimes life breaks us so we can rebuild with stronger foundations. And if you're in that season right now, the one where everything feels uncertain, know this: you're not behind. You're just becoming. Because every storm eventually clears. And when it does, the air feels cleaner, the sky looks wider, and you realize you made it through. You rebuilt. You grew. You transformed. And maybe you'll even help someone else through their storm. Because once you've walked through the dark, you can guide others towards the light. That's how healing multiplies. One brave story at a time. So wherever you are right now, sitting at your kitchen table, driving home from a long day, or maybe just lying awake wondering what comes next, know this: your story isn't over. You're still here. You're still breathing. And that means there's still more life to live, more love to give, and more purpose waiting to be discovered. Don't rush it. Just keep showing up. Keep building, even if it's one small step at a time. Because sometimes the most beautiful parts of your life begin right after everything fell apart. If this story spoke to you, if it reminded you that it's never too late to begin again, take a deep breath and hold on to that hope. And if you want more stories that remind you of your strength, subscribe to this channel. Together, we'll keep walking, one honest, hopeful step at a time.